It's currently a lovely day at Evergreens, and yeah, I'm doing signals. So I've got control over the box, make sure everything's all okay, and so far, so good. And we're about to call people into the station, so we'll put the station one on and stick that in. And a very quick switcheroo. Well, I had this laptop reported to me as not booting, so I've used the internal tools to repair the background of it, well, get everything else done, and they're also reporting overheating. Now, one thing that did happen is this little small brass thing, what they do is they melt this into plastic, which is how the screws go in. So see how it's going in through there? These plastic has a knack of being brittle thing, and unfortunately that one has gone on a hinge one, so I've got to let them know to be careful about opening up this hinge, but otherwise we should be fine. I'm just double checking that there's nothing else I need to do, but everything else is fine. Their hard drive is fine. There was a bit of a device corruption when it comes to Windows updates. The latest update did corrupt their one, but they had on Dell, they've got a lovely thing allowing you to reposition or rebuild the operating system back to where it was without actually having to do like a Windows system restore. But this was actually inbuilt into their recovery tools, which is brilliant because it means that you've got the features available to be able to use. Now it's just a case of plugging this back, reconnecting this back in and reconnecting all the screws. Now I am going to avoid using the screw that goes there just because of the way that it is, but I will go ahead and reconnect all these else back up. So they're basically little poppers that go onto them anyway, so go around and you pop the things back on. You'll always get one or two poppers that decide to unfortunately not work. It's flimsy bit of plastic, which is brilliant because it means it's all you need is one like that and it will snap off. But it's not mission critical that stays on, but we can put that back there. Go around the whole thing. I'm also on Discord as well. They're talking about a 5M server as well, which I may join. I've not decided. And then we'll go back on. So these ones are incredibly long. They go all the way through. And basically go through there, and then you've got 4 small ones. Now unfortunately they've all gone into here, so this was the original one that went in that corner, but because of the fact that that one is not there, that basically that's just going to drop in and then come back out, so it's no point to do that. But I will use all the other screws that we have going through, reconnecting this laptop, powering it back on, and see how things go. Now we've given it a bit of a clean out as well. I've also blown out all the dust, get that gone. Now I know it's all going to be inside that screwdriver set, so it's not too hard to find them because I purposely put them in the lid and then closed the lid by mistake. One of the things that you always forget to do, so there'll be screws in here. There we go, there's another one. We can go ahead and grab. Going to be another one. in here somewhere. I think I can see it just there. This is why whenever I have these screws, what I try and do is I try and put them into one place, so I can almost guarantee that I'm going to put all the screws back in, make sure they're going through. So I've re-thermal pasted this PC to give it as much protection as I possibly can do. You always want to do that really whenever you've got a laptop in for a service. Re-thermal paste it, gives a little bit more extra life on that PC, especially if you've got reports of overheating, but I like to do it anyway, just to make sure the customer's happy. So we'll go ahead and do this, and then we'll boot it up and see if we can get into the device, make sure everything all boots and loads. Then we'll go through a system test. I did get a report that the memory also has a fault, so I'll also let them know. So there's a memory diagnostics test that this goes through. But lovely doing their Infinite Wisdom is brilliant. I use my little air dust to do that. We're now in Windows, and the customer is now ready to use their laptop, and that's much better. It's not getting super hot, which it was. After heading off to Evergreens to go and signal some trains, which is what I was doing today, of course I've come back and I've had to repair a customer's laptop. All is fine, it's all now being placed into storage, ready for them to collect / me deliver next week, depending on which one they want to do. I'm also printing off a choice card right this second, which is what I'm waiting for before I head home, because it's currently 6:09 PM. It's been a long day, and I definitely have caught the sun today, which is absolutely awesome. But the good news is everything is brilliant, and basically I'm happy. I'm happy with everything. Just waiting on that final thing, and then we can start heading home. For Zach, I've had to bring the signals in to come back, so these are the signals, of course, that you saw earlier. That way they can be kept safe and dry and everything else, and go from there. So yeah, things are going well, and my print is seeming to be okay. I've had one failed, but it seems to be fine now, which is awesome. And yeah, I'm rather happy with how everything's going so far. Now it's just a case of packing up and heading home, because boy am I knackered. Tomorrow I've got to do some website stuff for a customer. Basically I've got to migrate stuff over and convert it to from WordPress to just normal HTML. There's a lovely plugin which of course I can do, so that way they've got an archive, and then from there we just basically get everything else done and do some more testing on this, and then I've got a meeting on Friday. But otherwise, not too bad. And there's a bright sun bit down there. Well, I've come back home, and of course I have just copied over the footage. I left my camera plugged into the PC. Is one really, I love this camera, but I have my own pet peeve with it, or annoyance. One, the colouring is awful on it, especially at normal light, hence the reason why I put my Streamlight on to kind of have this chat with you. Number two is when you plug it in, I have three. Number two is when you plug it in, it asks for a PIN number before you can open up any files or copy any data, which is good, but at the same time when you use it every single day, it gets rather annoying to copy all those files because you've got to enter the PIN number. Number three is that once it's plugged in, it doesn't charge anything. So if you accidentally leave it in while you've been copying data, and then you get on with other things and edit off the video, the battery on this camera goes depleted down in about 3 seconds flat. In other words, it's rather really annoying. Yeah, wasn't entirely pleased with that. Anyway, currently talking to TK regarding 3D printing and everything that I've been printing at the office, so he's having a bit of a rundown, and also may have a sneak peek at today's vlog. So yeah, that's one of the benefits of being a friend of mine, and also it's also a benefit if you're a VIP, you can come join me in my Eddie's office on my Discord. The link to my Discord is of course always down in the description down below as well.